Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts, Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, Dinky Flap. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
How's it going?
Better, I think. So that's good.
Well,
Allergies, right?
Oh my gosh.
Sneak up on you. Sneak the truck up on you and blab you right in the side of the head.
They're
It's like,
so...
oh yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good.
They're so bad.
It's actually a good thing. Actually, a good thing you canceled yesterday because I can talk much better today. So that's a bonus.
Hey, how about that? I'm glad I could be of service.
Yeah, so you're like, I'm really sorry we have to come. I'm like, nope, that's fine. No worries. Everything is fine. No,
it's fine anyway. I can't.
Yeah, that was actually more like it. Like,
well, yes, I'm glad you can clearly talk, and hopefully you're doing well for our 3-year extravaganza.
dun, 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 dun.
I had to keep track of the notes, and I almost forgot that today was that. So
I knew it was. I couldn't remember if it was this week or next week, but I knew it was soon.
It was soon. So soon, it was today. Look at
Wow, there you go.
that.
So soon, it's now.
No, I don't know. I somewhere. So this is celebrating 3, just straight up 156 episodes. So 3 years. But I don't know exactly our when the date of our first published episode is. I guess it's somewhere.
It would have been probably a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's all right. It's fine.
Oh,
well, we were targeting the number. So we were targeting the episode count,
not the date.
So it's fine.
Yes. So, yes, 3 years of this, whatever this has become.
True.
What's do you have thoughts?
Whenever, yeah. I mean, like, are we gonna put these in particular order, or like? I didn't know. Like thoughts. First of all, just like, wow, we did a thing for 3 years. That is surprising. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like,
and I think we only missed like one. I think was it one or
we
two?
Only missed one, and we missed one because of data corruption.
Yes, this is true.
It wasn't even our fault.
Yes,
we didn't even do it. We had an episode. There is a lost episode. Again, maybe someday we'll revisit the contents of the lost episodes. So just sprinkle that out there. There is a lost episode. So we did replay 1 week. Like,
yeah,
what'd you do? You posted like a popular episode or something.
I did. I did a best of.
Yes. It was like, whoopsie daisy. We've had a problem.
We had a whoopsie. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's the most impressive thing for me is the fact that out of 156, we had one that didn't quite work out, and it wasn't even our fault.
It wasn't our fault. Yeah.
Yes.
So we didn't even like skip or break or anything. We just did something weird happen. So,
but yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you want. Yeah, I don't know. You have an order you want to go in, or do you want to?
Not really. I mean, I just was like, not like an official. I didn't like write anything down. Obviously, that would be too.
We don't prepare for the show.
No, very rarely do we do that. But yeah, I'm just like, I was wondering if you had some greatest hits, right? Some highlights, episodically. If you were things that you were like, oh yeah, that was really great. I really like that one. Or ones that you're like, yeah, we can do better.
No, they are all treasures in my life.
All mid-tier. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, oh man. I mean, I have I was thinking about this the other day, and I actually should have written it down at that point in time because
I always do that. I'm like, I'll write that down later. Nope. It's gone. Yeah.
What was it? It was because I was trying to think of like one or two previous episodes that were really impactful, and I just can't think of any of their names right now.
Now, part of this does have to do with the naming nomenclature that you have adopted, where it's not always obvious which.
Not entirely sure
which
what
episode
you're
goes where.
talking
Now,
about.
are they great titles and humorous? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I love them very much. But
will they help
refinding things?
Will they help in our archival as
tricky.
The archivists come when the historians come back to put together our lives and repiece our AI based on these episodes?
No, they will not.
No, it will not be helpful in that at all.
It's true.
For me, I think one of my
that in and of itself does tell you what our AIs are going to be like, though. I think it's chaotic nonsense.
It's going to be pretty awesome. I think one of the early ones was it was Coastline of Couches was just
yes,
a good one for me. I really, really appreciated that one. It was really funny.
Yes.
And then
I think some of the early ones, they set the tone, right, of just like the randomness that's about to happen. Also, one of my favorite early ones is the more corn and hogs, please, where I just go off for way too long about how I don't like inaccuracy in Hallmark movies. That one is great. I like that one a lot, too.
That's pretty good.
That's a tone setter episode right there. That lets you know what you're in for the long haul, listeners.
We're still figuring it out. I've also really enjoyed our text adventure games. Those have been quite humorous, especially when we got to do them in person.
It was the surprise ones. Oh yeah, that's true. The first ones. We have done several in person. We did the first ones, and then there was another random one somewhere. But yes, those are fun. I also like it when they're a surprise. When Aaron and I have to go, oh no, paper, where to go? Find, don't know.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
I also like the Be Kind Rewind episode.
That one was quite good.
How you should be nice to people. I like that one too. It's another trend-setting episode, I think. Some of the themes in there we touch on more than once. So I feel like that is another solid episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, because that one,
scrolling.
You're scrolling. Are you in the archived ones? Did it load for you?
I'm on Google Podcasts, just scrolling down through the list.
Okay, I'm in my note.
That's what I'm doing.
Because
I can't open one of the archive things because the file is too big to open on my phone. And it's like, nope, don't do that.
Nope, no. Going not quite as far back as some of those, but the good news episode was kind of another theme of the Be Kind Rewind. Of good news, things that would bring us joy in the middle of a little bit of chaos back in the good old 2020.
Understatement of the year, the little bit of chaos. Yes, I would agree with that. The good news episodes, there's several of those, I think. There's at least 2, maybe 3. I don't remember. There's at least 2. Because I know there is a more gooder news episode.
Yes, there is a more gooder news.
Those are good ones, right? Nice. Again, more themes happening.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm looking at some of my notes, and I'm very glad that the time from when we record an episode to when I edit it is mostly very short, because scrolling back.
Yeah, your notes don't always make sense. You're like,
it's because they're usually just little snippets and little phrases that are meant to like like jolt my mind about what is in this file and what should I write about. write about.
That's fair. That's fair.
Another man. Yeah, we were 2020. I feel like we had a lot of good ones in there because I really liked the two back-to-back ones that we did were Hacky Sackin', where we talked about the extreme 90s.
Oh man, always a classic. Nostalgia, always a winner. I feel
nostalgia, followed by our grunge-esque, which was actually another celebration episode because that was our 1 year podcasting episode, where that was the challenge where we had a music, what was it, period, and we had to music genre, and we had to listen to some examples of that, and we played little snippets, and then we
yes, that's an excellent episode. Mostly because do I still play stoner rock at work sometimes on my plan period in the background while I'm getting my work done? You bet I do, listeners. You bet I do. It's excellent background, especially like I said in that episode, the stuff that's like wall of soundy and like not like no vocals and stuff. It's great. I just turn it on real low. It's just on because quiet in the room is not always the best. So I did that today actually when I was making some of my data. I was doing my data entry
nice.
On my stuff. So
helps keep you focused.
Yeah, because you don't want to be listening to like you don't always want like classical music. It makes you sleepy. So so that episode is important because
it has continued.
I still listen to that. It still has. It has continued because I've still been listening to that.
Our everyday carry challenge. I still carry the Gerber multi-tool in my pocket and stab my hand with it at least 3 times a day. I do.
The one where you were so adamant, but like, I hate this. I'm definitely not going to do this anymore.
Because
still have it.
Here's the thing. I learned that the Phillips head screwdriver on that is a lifesaver when I'm in clients' homes, because something that you don't know is that a lot of clients' homes have door handles that are about to fall off, and because the little screws are loose.
That happens in my apartment a lot. Every once in a while I just have to like redo them.
Yeah. And so I'm worried that I'm going to get locked out, locked in, something. So I have actually, like, even during meet and greets with clients, taken out that tool and been like, here, let me just get this real quick before I leave, and tightened up their door handle.
Do they just look at you like, okay. That's weird, but that's funny though.
I still have the and the flashlight is been that's become my desk flashlight, because it is far too heavy to be an everyday carry flashlight. It is very small, and the metal is very, very dense, and so it's not very practical for like lightweight, quick, easy access stuff. It's more of baton, and so I'm like a very, very tiny baton of caliber. So I that has been relegated to my desk flashlight so that way when I'm recording at night or editing, I don't have to turn on a big light or my lamp. I can just click that and be like, oh, what's this over here? Let me grab this. I do a lot of stuff in the dark, so it helps.
That's right. That's true. I don't usually turn the light on in the house. Like, I turn lamps on, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's how I understand. Yeah. I mean, the rehash things that I carry in my pocket is nothing. So I have upgraded. Upgraded, you see, because I have since moved to the backpack method. Right.
Yes.
So I have graduated to the backpack. Right. So we have a very radically different carrying setup. Like, it's 100% different. Right. Like,
yeah, you've gotten what could be known as an extremely large external pocket.
It's true. It's not big. It's like a small backpack.
Well,
it's actually like one of those ones. It's like so this was one of those situations where I talk about sometimes where, kind of in the spirit of the EDC challenge, actually, where I was like, I'm going to buy a cheap version of thing and then see how it goes. Right. So I bought just on Amazon some random backpack, and it's like a businessy, like, it's supposed to be like a carry-on backpack, right? for like traveling and stuff. It has like these weird, like annoying little lock thing that you can lock the zippers together, which I don't use obviously, but it's there. But it's a small size because it's designed to be like put on the plane and stuff. But it has the like computer pocket in it, and then a pretty big main pocket, and then the front has a smaller pocket with all the pin stuff and the things in there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I just was like, no, this one's good. This is fine for right now. The major pocket annoys me slightly because it has the laptop flappy thing, the padded part, which is fine. But then there's another thing in there that's like just a little dinky flap that I don't really know what you're supposed to put in there. And it's just kind of in the way, and I want to cut it out, but like I never remember to do that. It's just like attached to the back, and I don't really know what you're supposed to put in there because it's kind of useless because it's not very big. But it just kind of gets in the way when I put stuff in the main pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have upgraded to backpack. So now it's like water bottle, like pens and notebook and lunchbox goes in there, right? Because that's like, hey, boom, this is perfect. Put my lunchbox in here.
Nice.
All that stuff. Still have the chapstick. I don't think it's the same one, but I still have chapstick in there. So there you go.
Ah.
And I keep my wallet in my backpack because I hate it in my pockets. So that's about. It's real annoying.
Fair enough.
And I've been meaning to buy a new wallet for about 2 years now, and I just keep being like, yeah, I don't care because most of the time I leave it in my backpack right now, and so like over the summer when I had to put it in my pocket and like go places, like, oh, dang it, this was crud. I forgot that I didn't like this.
Well,
because it's like a leather one. Like it's actually Juanita gave it to me, so I don't want to throw it away, right? Because that's a little weird. But like, like it's just too big because the only thing I carry is like my wallet and my debit card, and like my insurance card, right? That's it. So I definitely need to find a smaller, minimalistic thing to have because it's just like there's no reason to have this this leather like it's even like a leather front pocket wallet, but it's like so fat because it's leather, and I don't carry anything in there, so it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, and the whole wallet thing has been just a trip for me, as we've discussed actually on this podcast,
on more than one occasion, several episodes.
I've actually recently come into possession of a I guess update on that, a magnetic. So on my phone has a little magnet on the back, and I can attach magnetic things to it. One of those is a magnetic wallet that snaps to the back of my phone.
Yes.
Now,
Susan has the phone wallet thing going on.
Now, this is nice, except it can only hold 3 cards. Exactly 3. No more, no less. The number shall be 3. And, which is fine, except I do have, more than that.
Yeah, but it's like, I have more than that too, but it's not like a lot more. It's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because with all my insurance cards, because I have the insurance card, I have the dental insurance card, I have the prescription card, I have my driver's license, and I have my debit card. So, yeah, that's more than 3.
And so it really is. So I carry. I've got like personal debit. I have driver's license. I have business debit, another business debit, and an insurance card, and then. Oh, I have another one or something. So I've got like this, like 5 that would be like really perfect for me. So I do have to be careful about like, what am I going to be going out today and doing? Because if I'm like, oh, I need to go buy something for the podcast, I must switch out debit cards. Because
I couldn't do that. I need something. I just throw them all in there because I would be bad. I couldn't handle that. There's no way. I would forget every single time.
Yeah. So have to change. So anyways, it's working out so far, and because I don't really use it all that much, as far as the other one, the other card. So it's just whenever like, okay, I have to know what we're doing there.
Oh yeah, for like a specific. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I still I don't carry much else. I have a comb and a flashlight in my desk at work.
Nice.
And I have a knife in there too. It's a science knife of science. It's very
Science,
important.
nice. Obviously.
It's in there. Oh, the most important thing is the lunchbox that I bought. Okay, this is Game Changer lunchbox.
Game Changer lunchbox.
I'm not trying to nerd out about lunchboxes too much, but
that's fine.
This one is like the freezy stuff is built into the lunchbox. So, like, instead of having like a freezer brick thing that you put in there, you know, like those big stupid blue things. Yeah. This lunchbox, like the freezer gel is sewn in between the lining of the lunchbox. So I just throw my whole lunchbox in the freezer. And then in the morning, I take it out and I put my lunch in it and I throw it in my backpack and it stays cold all day. It's great. It's amazing. It's fantastic.
This is very. Is it a? Oh my!
Yeah, right. Yes, this exactly.
Why didn't people do this before?
I don't know, but this thing is kind of great because
they've had the gel packs for a long time. I can't. Why is this just not a thing? What?
I don't know. But it is life-changing. Okay, I can't. As somebody that takes their lunch to work every day, this is just incredible. It's so incredibly useful, right? And because it's the whole lunchbox is cold, like it keeps things cold all day. I mean, at least until lunchtime, like, you know, so. And it's not like the old lunchbox where it's like just whatever is touching it is cold, right? Like before you'd be like, okay, this needs to be cold, so I need to put this over here and then put the ice pack like on this thing, right? Nah, you just you have to Janga your lunch together so that you could keep things cold or not. This is superior in that you just throw the whole lunchbox in the freezer.
Yeah, everything's surrounded by the cold.
Yeah, equally.
This is most amazing. Okay.
It is amazing. It's wonderful.
I approve. Nice.
I'll try. I don't remember the brand name, unfortunately.
Is it a packet?
I'll text you later. It is. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. Yes.
So,
triggered me there. Yes.
So my freezer. So here's what I searched: freezer gel lunchbox, and that was the number one hit. So,
boom. That is it.
There we go. The packet.
That is it.
Products.
Can recommend. Hashtag not sponsored, but they are excellent, and I do recommend it. And of course, speaking of hashtag not sponsored, also in my backpack, Grather's Pastilles, the throat lozenge of choice for teachers and podcasters alike. Again, hashtag not sponsored yet. Hey, listen, we're available. Here we are. Pushing your product hard here. I love this stuff. It's wonderful.
Grather's Pastilles, Grather's USA.
Oh,
I'm putting the link in the show notes.
Oh man,
these things look real.
Stuff's great. Telling you, they are. Oh my gosh, they work so well. You don't even know. I don't.
You can have a button that says relief for your throat and voice, and there's a button that says explore. I don't know what I'm exploring, but we are diving deep. Okay.
The elderflower goodness is what you're exploring.
Oh, all the goodness.
Yes.
Scrolling through here, I think another one of my episodes that I really enjoyed, specifically because it was another theme that then shot another memory into my brain. So this really teed it up for me is the obscure nature of many of the references, because in the episode Sod Poodles, Aaron did a deep dive into minor league teams that I 100% do not believe exist.
Oh, they do. I've actually heard of some of them before.
But Yeah, because the Amarillo sod poodles are a thing. And
Listeners, what you don't know is that Collin so didn't know that existed is that in the show notes he had originally written sod puddles.
I did.
And I had to be like, no, that's not what he said.
I was so thrown off by this, the entirety of this. I had no idea what to do with my life at that when we were going through that, because much like when Aaron talks about towns in Oklahoma, this was a point where my brain just really short circuited on what was happening during the conversation.
That's true.
And what cued me into this was the fact that this episode was followed by our deep dive into Milo and Otis on another niche genre and our discovery on air of Cinema Cats.
Oh, yes. The most important episode we have done, possibly.
Where again our love and adoration of things of the obscure nature and the novelty and again the niche of genres of this, and finding the fact that there is an entire website that is still up and running and going is
a lot.
She's very productive. There's literally one posted today.
Oh yeah.
I think she posts about one a day most days.
She does. She's intense. She's a workhorse, that one.
Yes, it's quite intense.
Linda, man, you're great.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
So that's
and that episode also notable for just the real-time confusion as we tried to remember what on earth happens in Milo and Otis. And really not being able to come up with an answer.
No. We really struggled. Oh, and that was the one where I had that mystery sound where it was like,
oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. But, oh my gosh. But yes,
I heard a quote one time that listening to a podcast is kind of like being dead, like if you were a ghost and like you can't interact with other people. I feel like that is really personified in this episode because there was people like screaming at us like, no, you idiots, it's this.
They were. Yes. Yeah, that's like this is the obvious answer. What are you talking about? As we really just stumbled in the dark through a lot of stuff in that episode, as we learned in real time.
Yes,
a lot of the childhood memories weren't quite exactly what we thought they were.
Fever dream that was Milo and Otis. Like,
oh my gosh!
What the heck?
I know, it really was. Much like when Aaron gives his brief rundown of Rockadoodle in the
that one's beautiful though. And also, it makes sense because that movie doesn't make sense either, right? Like, what in the world is going on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah. Oh, now I'm just scrolling and looking at all of these and being like these little things in the episode came out in I guess it was April or such, the Away Cafe, where we kind of
oh man that one is
end, just really went off the deep
end,
went
off the rails.
Yeah, as far as yes-anding the ideas that could come forth from when we started with the Rainforest Cafe, and then very quickly did not end up there.
Is the spiraling out of control theme very important here on the Oh Brother podcast, where things go sideways in a hurry. It's fine though. Everything is fine.
I do think some of the ones that really I really appreciate are when we do like the watch a movie challenge. Like the one that was kind of around this area. I think it was like pick a foreign animated film that was not anime, right?
Yeah,
like that one, or even one recently where we're like pick pick a shark movie or looking and observing media, and that obviously kind of leads into our multi-review of The Outsiders.
That's true. Right? I think it started way back with the wonderful episode Hit the Random Button, where we did watch anime, right? Because none of us are really anime enthusiasts, right? Like, I have watched it before, and it's like, okay, whatever. Still don't really watch it that much, right? Didn't change me that much. Aaron was the only one who had more experience, but I think that was one of the early ones where we were like, yeah, we're just going to watch something that is out of our comfort zone and see how it goes, right? So it's like kind of that theme happening in the thing. Followed up, of course, by the classic This Is Only Half Over, where Collin and I went to mega extremes with movies from India, where I watched 70 and he watched half of one.
Half of one. Yeah. In the show notes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies that were watched by Brandon.
I went a little overboard,
and the half of movie that I could not get through. But that's still haven't. So that's just sitting out there. It's kind of one of those like, I don't know, like there's things in life. It's just
the running joke. He still hasn't watched it. That's the.
It's just it is. Sometimes they need to be. Sometimes the satisfaction comes from not completing in it at all.
That's true. That's true. But then also when we did the, like you said, so that kind of led into the later on the animated movie not from the U.S. or Japan, right?
Yes,
because we obviously have a long history with U.S. animated movies and are at least marginally familiar with ones from Japan. So what else was out there?
Yes. I think maybe that one was impactful for me because the movie I watched was not it was pretty dark.
Oh yeah. It's not a happy one. Yeah.
That was real dark. And I kind of thinking you were like, oh, The Secret of the Cows. And I was like, Waltz with Bashir.
Yeah.
This is
heavy sadness.
Really heavy and impactful and just tears all around.
Yeah. And then that led us to our, of course, Ukraine week, right? I love that episode. That's an excellent one, right? Where we did that one and we talked about Ukrainian movies and stuff like that. So I think that's a good theme. I think we definitely got to keep expanding on that theme because I like those, like watching random things that you've never seen before. And I think one of the things I like about doing this show is that we can do that, right? It's kind of an excuse to do that kind of stuff where like, push your personal boundaries a little bit. Like, what is this? Explore things that you have not explored before. Like, expose yourself to new stuff and try it out. And I think that's a really important theme that I'm really proud of that we have done. Right, a little try to do some. I think out of the themes that we do, right, I think that is one that I really like. Is the kind of explore new things, try new things, see how they go. Because obviously you're not gonna like everything, right? As Collin does not like Indian films, obviously. But
it's the part that I watched. It was okay. just
kidding. But I think that's a good one. I like those. I think those are fun. Those are some of my favorite ones that we do.
Yeah, because that kind of is the exact opposite of the other theme I think that plays really big in the show is the nostalgia part. Obviously, that's very heavy in a lot of things that we do. But I do think we are balancing it out with we have no experience with XYZ. I think that it's good to... you
need both, right? Like that's...
Yeah. And just the discovery of new things is something I always appreciate of how one little statement or one thing, like when you were reviewing the movie Fall, right? Fall, and it was like, oh
yeah,
this insanely tall tower is kind of right down the road. Why?
Yeah, that's a shocking revelation if ever there was one. Yes.
But I think that's because we all agree that a very healthy aspect of a well-rounded, well-lived life is always trying something new and different. And it doesn't have to be like, today I'm going skydiving and then tomorrow I'm diving with
right?
sharks.
Or
and
I'm gonna climb this giant tower.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
we all know where that goes. We'll all see the movie.
Right? Dan's a loser. Don't let Dan bring you down. Okay, that's what we got
to do. But you're going, hey, I could sit and watch a Top Gear episode for the literally 7,000th time and just cite it all verbatim.
Yeah.
Or I could watch something, like Waltz with Bashir. Like that took up the same amount of time I was going to watch Top Gear anyway, so might as well do something different and dive into it that way. Or like the Ukrainian week and kind of how that was like a very, very interesting deep dive into a lot of different aspects, especially in times where all of a sudden something hits the global stage and realizing, I don't know anything about the actual people who are suffering right now.
Yeah.
Right. It really takes it a lot and humanizes it and makes the world a lot smaller, which I think is really important. And it stops becoming so much of the others, like them over there. And because the more you have these little connection points, the more, and obviously everyone, cultures are distinct and have their own histories. That's what makes them so beautiful and unique. But we have a lot in common, and you don't know those common touch points until you take a few moments to look. And that week was very impactful for me to kind of go through that process and realize it's one of those moments where you're like, well, I know my childhood books, but like, what are childhood books on the other side of the globe? Or like, what, like, I know our, founding fathers of literature, for whatever, but what does that look like? What themes, what context are they pulling from, to make their world? And that's really cool.
Yeah. I think so too. That's what I got out of it, as well as try that. Like you said, I think you said it really good. The humanizing aspect of that, and that kind of like what is important to this group of people. And when you see movies produced by them, TV shows produced by them, read things produced by them, you get glimpses of that, right? And like you said, you notice like, oh, that is the same that is important to me, because this is a thing that I like to read about, or this is a thing that I consume, right? And you see those similarities, and they're much more apparent than you would think on the surface, right? Because a lot of people tend to think like, oh, this person lives in a completely different place than me, they must be completely different. No, not really. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Excuse me. Sorry. So I thought that was a really good one. I like the Ukraine week one. That one was good. Might have to throw a dart at another random country sometime soon and figure out.
Let's do that before, and not just make the oh brother learns about the current country being invaded week.
I think we need to have a better context, right? Like, man,
I mean, it was. So, yeah, I don't know. Did you have any others that have stuck out to you?
I was going to go back to, because we kind of cut off when you were talking about a pony, right?
Oh,
our friend, our weird, like 7-part expose / literary analysis / book club read along of The Outsiders. That was I enjoyed that a lot, I think. Partly because we just had material for 7 episodes in a row. Partly because like that level of kind of like thinking about literature. I mean, even it wasn't even that great, right? I'll be the first to say that. Like, I didn't do the best job, but like, that's not something that I normally do when I'm reading for funsies, right? Mm-hmm. So, it was nice to do something like that, and like again, the theme of like exposing and reading this thing that was completely foreign to me, never read it before, been out of the loop, right? I realized a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, I was ragging on like the book talk people for having opinions about a thing that's old. Listen, I know I did that too. Okay, I just want listeners to be like, okay, like, listen, you moron, you did that. Like, yes, I know, I'm aware, but I didn't do it in like a 5-minute video going, oh my gosh, can you believe it? Like, so it's the format is important, but but just being able to talk about that and like kind of going through that process. And I think, at least for myself personally, the roller coaster ride of this isn't so bad. Okay, oh my god, I hate this so much. Okay, actually, it was fine. Like that sort of emotional roller coaster was interesting for me to go through while I was reading that book. Right, the range of emotions was vast during those times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which again is a reminder of like how many times like I don't know if I would have kept reading the book much past the first couple chapters, like had we not been setting on this quest to finish it all, because it was like, okay, well, this is really weird, or I don't like this at all, those first couple chapters. But you have to finish a book, right? Like finishing a book sometimes, like is like, I understand. I have unfinished books before, but I think that kind of like as I've grown in like listening to music, the importance of like listening to an album from beginning to end has become more important to me, because like the artist has put the album together, hopefully with some thought and idea of crafting and experience.
Depends on the artist.
Depends on the artist, right? Like I know, but like, but even more so for like a book, where where that was just
where
an
the end is
example
kind
of,
of the point, right?
Yes,
like,
yes. Where it's like, okay, like I at least need to, as long as it's not like 1,000 pages or whatever, like I'm gonna stick through this to see where this person was going with this.
Yes, and what is their ultimate thing, right? They're going to tell us. So sometimes you have to wait to the end, like in The Outsiders. You have to wait till the literal last page of the book. Come on, what is that? But you know, you have to get the whole point. You have to get the whole picture. And sometimes the end kind of saves it, makes it better. Sometimes that book is a picture of Dorian Gray, and there's literally nothing you can do to make it better. It's just horrible the whole time through. But
Aaron's favorite,
Aaron's favorite, The Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby. Right. Yes. Right.
So, we got to get Colin's least favorite book, because we know mine and Aaron's. We got to figure out what Colin's least favorite classical book is.
Oh no.
That he loathes with a fiery passion.
Challenge.
Like I loathe A Picture of Dorian Gray, and Aaron loathes The Great Gatsby. Gotta find Colin's least favorite book of all time.
Okay, I'll put some thinking into that.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to. I think that is a challenge I would like to revisit again. Is another high school reading list challenge.
That's true. Gotta keep it on a short side. So I don't know. We read at least like 700-page novels, but I think so too. Some sort of book. I had a list the other day that was like what should be on a modern high school reading list, and I lost that thing. I lost that website. So that's fun.
We'll find that one again. That would be really interesting. Then we would have like completely out of context for what those books are supposed to be.
I have no idea. Well, some of them are like better versions of like. Some of them were like substitutes, like don't read this by Hemingway, read this instead because this is way better.
Oh, gotcha.
Or one of them was definitely, if you're gonna read F. Scott Fitzgerald, why would you read Great Gatsby? It's his it's his worst work. Like, why would you do that? These other things are way better.
It's a rite of passage. You must.
It's true.
Everyone must
suffer together.
See, that's the common.
It's true. So that's on the list to do again too.
Okay,
just some sort of book-ish thing. Because I like that. I thought that was fun.
Yes, I did as well.
And again, we got multiple episodes out of it. So win-win, right? Like, it definitely.
Look at that. More book clubs to come.
Yay!
I think I was never involved in any sort of book clubs. Maybe it's just because I'm old now, but it's like that sounds really nice. Like, I think I'd like to do more book clubby type things.
I haven't really either, but it was fun to do that just because I like to overanalyze things sometimes, right? It's fun.
It's kind of fun. No, I literally did this. We met a new acquaintance in town, and like one of the first things I was like, "Do you want to read a book together?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So it's like, "Yes, another one."
You didn't go like, okay, like, do you even give any sort of context of what you'd be reading? Are you going to read like Of Mice and Men together, or are you going to read like?
No, it was more kind of like businessy oriented kind of thing of like coming together, like reading a book about business development or whatever, and kind of how that would impact us and our businesses, and having somebody talk through that level of thing be good. See, good.
Okay,
so
yeah, I'm not your guy for that. Sorry,
not really a literary analysis, from a literary analytical side of things, but just more of a how does this apply to us? But even then, I think it's good. So yeah, I enjoyed those very much.
I do. So just have to find some time to sneak those in. So I know you're doing lots of. But you could do audiobook now since you're traveling.
Yeah, as long as I can find an audiobook version of it, I will be fine.
You'll be good to go.
I will say that this past 3 weeks, 2 weeks, two, three, whatever week since I've wrecked the car.
Yes,
I am very glad that I have in the rental to put all of the miles as I drive back and forth from Sedalia to Springfield. Sometimes multiple times a day. It's
ew, it's gross.
Yeah, there was one day where I had to be down in the morning, so I drove down, and then I had a last-minute meeting back home, so I had to turn around and go back home, and then I was like, well, I have to be back in town in Springfield for the next morning, so I just have to go back to Springfield tonight. It was like 6 hours in the car. I was like, this is not fun.
No. That's horrible.
Yeah. Which brings me actually to another side note of
we love side notes here, I know, brother.
Something I was going to comment on was maybe it was just where we grew up, how we grew up. I don't know, but I remember a portion of my life growing up where we rolled the windows down a lot. Was this? Do you remember this being a thing?
I mean, it was probably when you were riding in my car because I rolled the windows down all the time because the air conditioner didn't work. So well, I
remember, but like I just kind of remember seeing a lot of other people doing this kind of thing as well, like around town. And I don't see anybody with their windows rolled down anymore, like at all.
That's true, I guess.
And so the other night when I was driving back home, it was late at night. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to roll all down my windows. I'm going to play the music kind of loud because this is fun. So,
I never roll down all the windows, right? You get that weird buffeting noise. In our car, like, if you roll down the back windows, you get this horrible, like, noise coming through the window.
Yeah, so you have to roll down. Yeah, and in our Honda, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know what engineering they did to make it work, but you never get the air pressure. In this Corolla, like the second you roll down the back one, your eardrums are bleeding. And you can't focus.
Yeah, you can't do that. I only ever rolled down the driver's window.
So I rolled down the front two and the back two halfway, and I gotta say, it's really nice. It's still really nice.
Yeah, I do that a lot, right? Like I don't drive very much, but like I do that frequently. Like I just throw the window down just because. Like I don't really know why. I think I mean part of it I think for me does stem from the fact that my formidable teenage years when I was driving, my air conditioners in the cars I was driving, not really wonderful or functional that much, right? The Cavalier, it was technically there, but not really, right? Not really.
It took up space under the hood.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
There was one there, but did it work well? No. Did it even really work most of the time? no. And then, of
Also
course,
no.
the Dodge, like, no way. No, it was broken.
And
I
maybe
think it was
that's-
technically there too, but like definitely not
Yeah.
functional. Heater worked
Yeah.
great, but not the.
And maybe that's true because the Jeep, it had awful
Yeah,
AC
too.
as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where that comes from. But I was just because the other day I was like taking the kids back from school and I was like, I don't think we've ever like driven with just like all the windows down. Like,
Does this window go down even? What's happening?
Why is this a thing? So, and they loved it absolutely because you're driving down the highway and
Yeah.
it's going everywhere.
Mm.
But I layered on top of it, blaring the music. Which was also again, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not disrupting neighborhoods. People, don't worry, I'm not being that guy.
That's
but
fine. I was driving real slow through the neighborhood.
I was real with the bass in the Toyota all the way up. Just
shaking the glass, right?
Yes, exactly. No. But I was like, this is enjoyable right now. This is very nice. I like this. Don't ask me what I was blaring because it was very, very much early 2000s emo rock.
Yes.
It's fine. It's
fine. Oh, perfect. It's exactly what it should be.
And I had that feeling of like, I wonder. Yeah, it's definitely early 2000s emo bands. Very, very all of those,
like My Chemical Romance, like
Yellow Card, AFI.
Was it really Yellow?
Yeah, it really was.
Yes,
it really was. Motion City soundtrack.
Oh man, deep cuts here, ladies and gentlemen. I thought Collin was fake emo. Oh no.
Oh no.
Motion City soundtrack and Yellow Card.
Really?
Deep cuts.
So that was fun. I had that moment of like, I'm listening to this pretty loud. If anybody was like standing on their front porch and like, how confused are they going to be with the emo from 20 years ago comes blasting past their front yard?
Now, my car does this really annoying thing where it like when you stop, it's like ducks the radio.
Oh yeah,
down a few notches.
Yeah,
and it makes me grumpy.
Yeah,
like, no, I don't care. Forget your safety measures. Okay, I'm at a stoplight. Don't duck my radio because I'm at a stoplight because my car stopped moving. No. Louder. That's what I want. Stop it. Stop nannying me, radio. Get out of here.
Yeah, I had that. I think it's depending on the car company, they change what it's called. In the Toyota, they called it auto leveling.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I want it.
No, I turn that
up. I don't know how to turn it off. Right? It's probably in some sub menu on my little screen thing, and I don't know how to find it. So,
yeah. So I dug down. Fortunately, the sound system in this is not very complicated. So there's literally, it's like you click on audio and it's like the top one that just says audio leveling. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to click on that and turn this off. Handy. Because the other ones, yeah, I've seen it where it's speed volume or something like that. I've seen that shit too. You could turn that all the way off. Because then I was like, well, because it also does the reverse where like as you on at least the older models where it's like you would turn it down and then as you would accelerate it would turn the volume back up the faster you went.
Yeah, this one kind of like it, like whenever you stop it brings it down some, and then whenever you're going it like raises it back, right? It's annoying though because like I'm trying to listen to some Mastodon here and ain't nobody want to listen to Mastodon quietly. What? That's not the point, right? It's not. Nobody got time for this nonsense, right? We need to hear Blood and Thunder loudly. That's the whole point of that riff, right? That
yes.
It's
not soft, gentle lullabies. It is
no. Yeah, I do that sometimes. We're going the other day somewhere, and I just like I didn't even really think about it. I just like automatically put the window down and started driving. I was like, oh, and I didn't really think about it until later. It was like, oh, it's nice outside.
Yeah,
It's just like a automatic nerve response. It was like, all right, again, let's go.
Well, especially now we're moving into like, the late summer, early fall. So like we get cooler starts and stops to the day, and it it's very nice. So anyway, that was a sidetrack to the music, the media, and why you need to do that more, I guess.
There you go. Roll your windows down, people. Try it out. Do you ever talk to people at stoplights?
No, I never did that. No, I wasn't one of those people. Sorry, let me Brandon, do you ever talk to people at stoplights?
Well, it was not really a function of did I talk to people. It was did people talk to me at stoplights? And the answer would be yes.
Okay.
So like,
sure.
I didn't. I was not usually the one initiating conversation. Every once in a while, but like normally it was somebody like shouting at me, like what do you want? Like not like negatively shouting, just like shouting to hear, probably over my radio. But
sure.
That was
makes sense. Absolutely. But I do think about that because I do dance sometimes in the car. You get a little grooving, and then I also look around at
so
the other
does
people.
Everyone else.
But see, then you look at people driving, because I watch people. None of them are dancing.
That's because they know you're watching them.
Yes, and so then you're like, but like, why? Why are you not? It's very confusing to me. Very
because they're all driving around like dead silence. No noise.
No, except the CB radio in the back.
That's true. Random truckers yelling marginally racist things over the CB radio. Just love that.
It's only marginally. It's fine.
Not all the time, but yeah.
Did you know he is going for his ham license?
I suppose it's inevitable.
It is inevitable.
Right. Like, there's just an inevitability to this occurrence.
Yeah. He was just... The test is pretty intense. He was going over some of the material with him, and I was like, yeah, that's over. Okay. Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah, because if you do it wrong, the FCC just comes to your house and like...
yeah.
They're like, no, you can't have this. We're picking you up in airplanes. Quit.
Yes, exactly. So that was he was saying that there are like 3 different levels of ham radio operators, where you get more and more access to bands or whatever.
Oh yeah,
more and more frequencies. Yeah. And he was explaining how Didi just basically was like, he had the top level and was just like, he could use everything whenever he wanted, kind of thing. It was like, oh my.
That's insane. Like, first of all, it doesn't really strike me that would be a thing that multiple people would do still. But I guess,
I think it's almost bigger than ever.
Really? Well, I mean, I guess access to the internet gives you like all the schematics and things to build it, right? Because before it's like this really esoteric knowledge of like how to make giant radio receiver and transmitter, right? So like you had to be quite specialized to do this. But now I guess you could just look up the plans and start building.
Well, and the
get parts or like.
The biggest part of these is that you have to maintain the towers, and so they have ham operator ham clubs where groups of people come together and like invest and maintain and buy parts and repair the towers that keep the ham system going globally. Which is another part that I was like, I
hadn't considered this.
Same. So it's not, so you have to talk to the repeater that's up in a tower, but you only know what that repeater's frequency is, but if you're part of the club and you have your license, but that tower isn't maintained by, some of them are maintained by like cities and government organizations, but like the vast majority of them are maintained by Jim, you know, and Darla, and that's just like their thing that they keep going.
And how did they keep people from climbing them? That's what I want to know. That's the real secret.
Well, now you know that the movie Fall was just a big psyop to keep people away from climbing towers.
This is why you shouldn't climb radio towers, kids. Mm-hmm. Ham club operators will come get you.
Yes, big amateur radio money was heavily invested in that one. That's what they don't tell you about, the dark money. Yeah, it's funded by those amateur radio enthusiasts.
Yes. Boom. Get off our tower, kid. Blam. Like,
so.
Oh my gosh. This is the least surprising news of all time. Frankly, I'm shocked it hasn't happened already. Right? Let's be real.
Yes. Same. But it was inevitable, and on an infinite time scale, it was going to happen.
It was
just a matter of how soon.
Kind of like the heat death of the universe, right? Just Dad being a ham radio operator is just right up there with.
Yeah. So he has to go and take a test, and everything, and then he can then you can buy the parts. You can't even buy the parts unless you show them.
Oh, that's I didn't think about it. You couldn't even buy parts until you have a license because no,
buy parts. Yeah.
You're not allowed to have this because you're not a licensed operator.
Exactly. So
man.
Yeah. So there was something.
Whoever thought there would be hobbies where you have to take tests to engage in them, right? Like
oh, I know.
This is why it's important to study for tests, kids. Here. One day you might have a hobby that requires you to take multiple tests for licensure.
Yeah. I know. I was just like, huh. Well, that's interesting. But then again, I'm like, okay, well, here's another example of hobbies. Falconry. Falconry, you have to take a test.
That's true.
And be mentored by a master.
And there are many levels of falconry. I know this because Collin once dabbled in starting to become a falconer.
Yes. And then I went. Falconer. I took the test. I did take the test twice. I did not pass that one. That was hard. It was very hard.
I saw the book. It was like, Meh.
Yeah. Well, and then the test was like, it was like giving you elevations, temperature, weather conditions, and like what you were hunting. And it was like, which of these birds would you use? And I was like,
The one that I have, because my first license only allows me to have one of these two birds. So
is it a red tail? Is it a red tail? How about a red tail?
Yeah. You know what? It's not an owl because that's the next license up, and I can't have that one yet. So nice try, cops, but I'm not falling for that one.
It was just a big. How would you know what an owl can do? It's like, oh no.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have one of those, loser. Blam. Come with me.
Book, I promise. Oh no. Oh man, what a great sting operation. Perfect. Exactly what they would do.
Yeah, they would, right? Animal control, just hide in the bushes with a net to get you. Bap! Jump out.
Yeah, I even built the little mouse cage and everything that I was going to use to trap it. Made the lassos with the cords around
I remember this.
What you do is you have a cage, wire mesh cage, that you put a mouse in that is secure, very secure, so that the talons cannot.
Don't eat it, right? No mice to be harmed in the making of this.
You have to then stake it down in like two different places so that it is not then carried afar.
Yes.
And then you have to put basically lassos on him. A little the name is actually escaping me right now of what they're actually called, but those traps, those slip knots, snares on them in several different locations, with the hopes that whenever the bird comes down and tries to grab and then come away, you actually snare on their talons, so you can go up and throw a towel over them and hope they don't rip out your face.
That seems like the worst part of this plan. Right?
I know.
It's like capturing a grumpy raptor, right? Like, oh no.
Yes. Yeah, that's the part of like,
what could possibly go wrong here?
Yeah, that was the part where I was going, all of this sounds really good right up until it's like, throw a blanket on top.
Yeah.
Like,
Right until there's a beak inches from my face. That's where
and then what?
it goes wrong. Could be worse, right? You could be a Mongolian child scaling a cliff face to grab an eagle out of its nest while its mother swoops back to like peck your face off, right? Could be doing that.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, me basically being like, oh, I'm going to set this trap out in my dad's field, which is 7 feet from my front door. And get something. I'll be fine. You're right. I'm not scaling for an eagle egg.
So, but yeah, that's nuts. That'd be crazy. Can't imagine, like, throw a blanket at it. Rah. You should use like a bed sheet. Like,
no,
what blanket were you going to throw?
Because it's too thin. You have to have.
That's true, but what would you throw? Like a quilt?
Yeah, a blanket, like a fleece blanket or something.
A fleece blanket. Like those white blankets that we used to have, like one of those.
Pretty much. In case anybody is interested in following the horseback eagle hunters that ride across Mongolia, I am attaching the New York Times piece.
Who would not be interested in that? That'd be.
It's their storyboard, so it also has amazing photos across everything.
Nice.
And it's it's beautiful. It's so crazy to see them hunting with eagles. You're like, what are you doing?
And those eagles are huge.
Yes. Yeah.
They're enormous.
Yes. Because they're not just very specifically here. What are they hunting with? Golden eagles. Okay, they're hunting with golden eagles. It's like, okay. Yes.
And we all know from Rescuers Down Under that golden eagles are huge.
We all know. So big. You
can in fact ride on them.
Yes, a child can. Absolutely.
Yes. Not just mice, but children.
Now, mice can fit on top of a sardine can, on top of an albatross.
Which is weird, because in actuality, I'm pretty sure an albatross is bigger than a golden eagle.
Well, wingspan-wise, but maybe not like heft.
No, albatrosses are giant. Like, they're so hefty they can't land, right? That's the gag in the movie, right? They even put it in there. Like, he crash lands, because albatrosses are so unwieldy that they, like, just sort of, like, fall, like, on the ground when they land. They're not graceful birds on the ground because
this is true.
They're so big. Have you seen a picture of a person standing next to an albatross?
Yeah.
Right? They're like 4 feet tall. Some of them. That's what they look like. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I'm going from memory here.
Let's see here.
They're giant.
Well, I am watching a video. I am watching a video right now of an eagle flying off after it dive bombed on top of an albatross, and is carrying it off in its talons.
That's wow.
Anyway, I mean, albatross again. Their wingspan is big, but I don't know if they have but their wings are really narrow because they're meant for gliding long distances. They're not powerful.
That's true, I guess.
Right. Yes, I do think.
I didn't say they were they're not like powerful hunting birds, but they're also not tiny.
No, I do think they have a very wide wingspan.
Right.
Yes, they have a very wide wingspan, but they do not have the oomph of an eagle. Yeah.
I also like how this Wikipedia entry says the albatross designation comprises between 13 and 24 species. That does not seem like a very scientific accurate number.
Perfect. No, it's exactly
for albatross. Like
13 and 24.
Between 13 and 24. Like, guys, what are you doing? That's not enough.
Man,
that's not enough accuracy.
Yeah, man.
Apparently, the definition of an albatross is very bad.
Yeah, you have some very angry ornithologists out there Um, in the taxonomic world, we'd call those splitters and joiners. Everyone trying to split them out into their own species, and the joiners who are trying to group them back together into into the same. So, man, I bet those conferences must be a lot of fun. Get the albatross.
Just know that you're not supposed to kill them as a sailor, and having an albatross hung around your neck is a form of punishment because it's so stinking humongous that it's bad for you. Right? Yeah, Southern Royal Albatross wingspan between 9.5 and 11 feet. All right, that's stupid big.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes, I remember albatross around your neck is a bad.
Okay.
It's a punishment. Right, it punishes you.
Is that a saying? Is that a saying? Albatross.
Yes. Yeah, it's like it means to like carry a burden, right? Or like, be, and you're like, it also goes with like being shunned, right? Because like if you have an albatross around your neck, it means you've done something not good in the sailor terms, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that's what you said. That
killing them
like,
brought bad luck because they were thought to be. Oh yeah, here we go. Thought to be the souls of sailors lost at sea. So having an albatross around your neck is a punishment given to the mariner who killed the albatross, because it's bad luck to kill them because of that. So it's bearing a burden or facing an obstacle, facing like a really daunting obstacle. You can say having an albatross around your neck.
Okay. Because you said that phrase, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a thing, right? That's an idiom. Okay,
it is an idiom.
Now this
it's
makes
like
sense.
A weird idiom that's like what? Like I don't.
There we go.
I seem to remember at some point in time it came up. The first time I heard about this was, of course, during the mad ramblings of Mr. Garrigan's high school history class. He was I think he was once again convoluting some movie and real life together in some way, but
it's not possible. No.
Yeah, not possible at all. Later, I learned that it was partially true, and then I learned about the sailor thing, which I just confirmed by reading that thing online. So there we go.
Fact checked.
Fact check. I wish I remember what movie he was referencing. We probably watched it in class. Oh man, I have to do another episode of what do we call that? Fever dream movies. Did this movie really happen? Like we did with my airplane movie. I have to do.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, but we solved that, didn't we? We
did solve that one.
Yes.
We did. It was that one that I said.
Yes.
Okay, it was the one. It wasn't anything else. It was the weird one with the always old man Robert Redford.
He's never not old.
He's never not old. I'm pretty sure we did watch a movie. I'm gonna add that to my list of movies that I need to find. Did this movie really happen? With
fair enough.
I have to make a list of those. Need to make that a recurring thing once I find them, because there's at least 3 now that I can add to it. 4. There's 4. Okay, I'm gonna write these down after we get done.
Okay,
so I don't lose them again.
Well, we definitely have lots of challenges still ahead.
It's true. Many challenges. Many. Of course, before we go anywhere, we can't not talk about possibly the greatest episode we've ever done. It encapsulates everything that's great about this. The sheer randomness of the show. Rolled into one. That is, of course, top 5 favorite mice movies of all time. I feel like that one, the one where we talked about like our 3rd favorite ice cream, right? I feel like that was
so
the other
good.
part of the show where it's just a bit silly.
Yes, a bit. Sure.
I like those episodes a lot too. I forgot about the mouse movie episode, but I had to get it in before we stopped because that one's great. I literally like that one a lot.
It really, yeah,
Good stuff. It's really good
Well,
work.
well, it does. Again, many of these are taking a basic premise and then twisting them to where they're not like completely absurd, but they are delving on into
not where it was going. We thought, but
maybe ridiculous, but certainly good. And then yes, the ice cream, the third favorite ice cream, which I still think is a wonderful premise for getting people to think about stuff. It's kind of like I've actually taken that same concept and used it whenever I interview potential staff. Because I will say, so what are they applying to? They're applying to work with pets. So when I say, tell me what your passion is, what are they going to say?
Pets. And
so
sitting on them. I mean,
so what? So what do I say? I say, oh, I really appreciate you sitting down with me today. If you don't have any questions for me, I'd like to start off by asking you what your passion in life is. And it's cheating if you say pets. And the look on their face, because they are gearing up for as soon as I say, what was your passion in life? They're ready with, my passion is animals. And then I say, it's cheating if you say pets. I'm like, I'm trying to put them back on one thing because I want to know more about them. Because
what's your passion other than pets?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's not pets. I know it's a lie. Like, you have a goldfish, sir.
Exactly. I know you're doing other stuff. And the people who give really good answers because they now have to sit and think about it, and they're actually being honest with me. They're not just trying to, blow smoke to make themselves look good or be like, oh, this is what he wants to hear. Because what I actually want to hear is the fact that you are really into what somebody said they were into historical languages and extinct or going extinct people groups, and so they were going to school to study anthropology.
Yeah, I was like dang.
I was like, all right, that is an amazing answer.
I too have heard of Sanskrit. This is great.
Exactly. I'm somewhat of a scholar myself.
I also took French in high school. Yes.
I know. So yeah, I like that concept of tell me your second or third favorite, whatever. And then yes, I too enjoyed mouse movies because what did it make us do? Well, it made us really do a lot of research. and
on the fly.
On the fly. And take some of the ideas and concepts of what exactly the purpose of it. And I do like that. Where we have to go what I do I appreciate when we do those things. It's like, okay, this is how I'm defining this, or like this to me is what this means, and so therefore that shaped my decision making.
Yes, right. I think that makes it funnier too, but also like it just makes it more individualized and thinking about like other ways to think about stuff other than just like the normal standard way of doing things. Kind of like the realization that when somebody asks you what's your favorite type of egg, you can say egg sandwich. It's allowed.
See, okay? It is.
So Pony said it's fine. So that is again, it's a non-standard answer. But I think non-standard answers are interesting to think about because we get like it's the ice cream thing, right? You get stuck with it's this. I think this. I do that. Blah blah blah. So when you're forced or put yourself into a situation where non-standard answers don't apply, more interesting things happen. More interesting thinking can happen, right?
Yeah.
Realizing that your favorite type of egg can be egg sandwich.
Yeah.
And do you know what I ate for breakfast this morning? That's right. I did have an egg sandwich.
There you go.
That's what...
See? Look at that. Bigger world. Those of you wondering, you did not get to go and listen back to, another niche genre was the same episode where we found cinema cats. So how could I have forgotten about that? Because that's where we were talking about cinema cats, and we started talking about Fievel Goes West, and then we ranked 5 of our top favorite animated mouse movies.
Was that the same episode, really?
Yes.
Oh wow, that is a banger. We should listen. Everybody should stop what they're doing right now and go listen to that episode because that might be the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah, we start
our peak.
Because I started talking about. I was telling the story because I was recording. I think I was recording, and there was a pug staring at me while we were recording.
Oh yeah, yes.
The cold pug eyes, and then I had made a comment to the owner about Milo and Otis, and they just looked at me like they were really scared for their life, and
or annoyed because it's the only question that anybody ever asked them about pugs.
Okay. So yes, that was a jam-packed episode.
It is a good
goodness.
One. Wow.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Oh, so here's to another 156 episodes.
Yeah.
We're on our way. I'm feeling good about this.
Right.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Indeed. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll do this again soon.
You as well.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.